Hello, 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 people. Good evening to everyone who is watching us. I know it's very late back in Africa, but welcome to Mr. O. This is yours truly, and we are here to share the good news, good opportunities. And as we get, we share, we don't hold back, and that is what this platform is for. Tonight, we have two big guests and have one big surprise for everyone. I know most of you are not expecting him, but he's here and we will be interacting and sharing the opportunity that we have this evening. Share this page. I mean, invite somebody, tell them about what is going on, what we have going on now, so that we can all be part of it. I'm just going to share a link to Facebook, but the real thing is going on YouTube. So those of you who decided not to come to the YouTube, I believe you will be missing a lot tonight. But we are here and we are broadcasting live on YouTube exclusively. And tonight we're going to talk about Jakba. We're going to talk about teachers. We're going to talk about opportunities. Another agency that we spoke to, in fact, very solid. And before we even came online, they've already helped a lot of teachers already sign contracts, and they are on their way to America to teach. So if you are back home and you are not ready, well, unfortunately, the train has taken off, and you will have to join as we go along. So I'll share this link briefly on Facebook, and let's go and have an interaction if you are ready. Tonight, I have in the house my brother, my big brother, and my boss, Choco Millionaire.
Hello. I know people were not expecting me here, but you know how we do it. Wherever there is good news, I'm gonna be there. So I decided to when he told me about this opportunity, I said, you know what, let me come around and then let's break it to our people here. So I'm happy to be here.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And I also have Dr. Tupas in the house with us tonight to share more light on the agency we are going to talk about. Dr. Tupas, welcome.
Thank you so much for having me, Mr. O, and thank you so much for meeting you, Chokar. It's great to be here. Yeah.
Yes.
Nice
Guys,
to have
tonight share the video. Go in your groups, in your WhatsApp groups, in your Facebook pages, YouTube pages. Share and let's invite somebody and get your devices ready so that the moment we give out the information, you are ready to apply. That is why I keep asking you in the week, are you ready? Do you know what is pursuing you? That what will determine how you behave. I told you a story about a woman whose daughter lost the contact lens, and the daughter looked for the contact lens for weeks and days. She didn't find it. The woman looked for that lens in 30 minutes. She found it. And the story, the woman said, Mom, how did you get this? He said, Look, daughter, you were looking for your contact lens. I was looking for $300. And that was the difference. The attitude with which the mother looked for the thing and the mindset was different. So I asked you guys, what are you looking for? What is chasing after you will determine what you chase after. So tonight, Choco, I'll give you the floor to start the show for us.
Thank you very much. You know, guys, welcome to MrO.com. Today we have the CEO of Jobs Connect USA. Jobs Connect USA. And we like to call him Doc because he has a background in medicine, in the field of medicine there. We'll go into that, but let me just give you a bit of a background. When my brother, MrO.com, told me about the opportunity and how unique this opportunity was, I said, wow, this is good. How do we break it to our brothers and sisters back home who are looking for opportunities like this? So I say, you know what, let me hop on this one and let's get into it. So we're going to get into it right away. Doc, thank you so much for accepting to share your busy schedule with us today.
It's okay. Actually, it's my pleasure and honor to be here in your show. When Mr. O or Richard, mentioned this opportunity to me earlier today, so I said, I have to be there, so we can reach out to a lot of people. So yeah, that's it. So just to give a little bit of background about our agency, and myself, our teachers call me Dr. Tupas for short, because I used to be a medical doctor here in the United States. And also, when we were still living in the Philippines, I used to be an ER physician. So I did my job, and responsibility as a doctor for 15 years. After that, I traded, like I said, I traded in my white coat and stethoscope for pen and and in front of the computer, and to manage our business and our agency, Jobs Connect USA. So yeah.
An interesting background, making a transition from health to the suit and tie. We're happy to have
Yeah.
you here. And if you can tell us briefly, Jobs Connect USA, which is boldly in the background there. Tell us about it, Jobs Connect USA. What is Jobs Connect about? And why do you want to share this news with our people across the world, especially Africa today?
Okay, thank you for that. So, Jobs Connect USA is a teacher recruitment agency. It was founded around 6 years ago, almost 6 years ago, when we were still living in New Mexico, in Albuquerque, New Mexico. So that's in the west coast of the United States. So after a few years, when we were growing, we said we want to move towards getting or tapping the resources of the East Coast. That's why we moved our office here in Maryland. We're now based here in Upper Marlboro, Maryland, which is around 20 minutes away from downtown Washington, D.C., which is the nation's capital. So what we basically do is we recruit highly qualified international teachers from all over the globe. Actually, we started from recruiting teachers from the Philippines, and then eventually it grew. We became known. And right now we're present in a lot of countries. We have teachers from Colombia, Puerto Rico, Mexico, Kenya, and now Ghana, and also from Zimbabwe and South Africa. As a matter of fact, last year, we just placed around 20 plus teachers from Kenya alone, and then from our bilingual teachers from the from South America, we placed around 75 teachers already. And we're present actually in at least 18 states here in the United States, and each state we do have at least 2 to 3 school districts right now. And as you know, with my background as a doctor, we started by the way, we're also helping nurses. We also place nurses here in the United States, not just teachers. So we started with the nurses actually because of my line of work, and also we expanded after 2 years. We thought of an idea because my wife, probably Mr. O already met her. My wife Alma is an educator also. She's a very good special education teacher, and she's been teaching for more than almost 3 decades now. So, by the way, by saying that, don't compute the age. So probably 3 decades.
Okay.
And just last year, she quit her job so that she can, help me full time here in Jobs Connect. But right now, we're fully focused on our sending international teachers or recruiting international teachers from all over the globe, so that we can place them here or find them a home or find them a job here in the United States. Because right now there's a massive shortage of teachers here in the United States, and Mr. O can attest to that. He knows that. So basically that's what Jobs Connect USA is.
Thank you very much. I appreciate it. I've actually done a video. There was a news item I saw, a report, and it was talking about the shortage of teachers across the U.S. and how some schools are having to cut down the hours for students in school, so they can spend less time in school and go home because there are no teachers, right? So I love what Mr. O is doing, but it's even better now because we have a CEO like you for Jobs Connect, not just focusing on teachers, but also on another industry, which specifically also is facing massive shortage across the world, especially in the global north, being the area of nurses too. So I'm excited. So does it mean that people can also come to you beyond the teaching conversation we have today and say, you know what, we're also nurses and we want to come through that? Is that a conversation you want to have with them as well?
Yeah, actually, yes. Of course, that was the initial, initial client that we were hoping to, help during that time. Um, well, nurses, teachers, and I believe for some of the companies that are, actually looking forward to work with us right now are IBM, and other Johnson and Johnsons, and other tech companies here in the United States. We're still in the works of getting that, to take off. Actually, the Chamber of Commerce in one of the states here in the U.S. reached out to us and asking if we can provide them with the tech support, like IT specialists and HR department and some of these things, these jobs, I mean. So that's too much. We don't want to bite more than we can chew. That's why we're taking our time, but we're getting there. Hopefully, we started with nurses, now teachers, and then hopefully other jobs as well.
Thank you, Mr. O. Over to you.
Yes, yes. I think doctor is just blowing me out because I was only going to focus on my teachers. But
I know,
he's
but
expanding the net.
people are also happy to hear that there is also something for nurses. But today we'll talk about
Yes,
teachers for now.
yes,
Yeah.
because as for the nurses, they've been on you, Choco, they've been on me. Even
Yeah.
this week, today, I had to direct somebody to your page that you talked about nurses program in Canada last week. So you should go and watch that video. I didn't know doctor is into nurses as well, but it's a good conversation we're gonna have because that is a pain on our head. I can tell you, doc. So
Yeah.
maybe you want to go back to the commerce group and tell them, yes, you have the people. I mean, IT. I mean, there are thousands of IT qualified guys who come to Choco every day. They send me email every day and they are ready. So if you are ready and you have the capacity, why not? We will channel all our people to you so that you can handle them.
Yeah, that's great. But yeah,
Yeah.
like I said, we don't want to, bite more than we can chew. For this year, probably not yet. We're not yet ready for the other jobs. But yeah, just nurses and teachers for now. But hopefully by next year, if we get more help, and straighten out, our plan for the other jobs, then we can probably accept those offers from other big companies. Yeah.
Oh wow. Wow. Thank you so much. And if you need administrative, I'm here. I can help you administratively.
No problem. I know that. I know that, sir.
So Doc, do you want to tell us which states do you cover when it comes to teacher recruitment?
Oh yeah. Actually, we started in New Mexico. We have at least six school districts in New Mexico, and then we expanded and we reached out to Arizona. Arizona, we have at least 8 to 9. Actually, 8 right now. 8 school districts in Arizona, 4 in Las Vegas, uh, 5. No, 4 in California, and 3 in Seattle, Washington, and that's for our West Coast. And we also are present in North Carolina, South Carolina, North and South Dakota. We're in Minnesota. We're also present in St. Louis, in Missouri. Probably you've seen that video that I showed you, Mr. O,
Yes.
about
Yes.
one of our school districts that we were featured in one of the news stations there.
Mhm.
Other than that, we're also present in Texas. We have 2 school districts there, and here in Maryland, we have also in Virginia, and there's a lot more to mention. I know I forgot some of those. Now.
Yeah.
So
Wow.
yeah, but we're
I
present
mean,
in 2 states. Yeah.
Doc,
Oh,
I
Alaska.
think you guys
Alaska.
are you've covered almost every area in the state already. I didn't know you were present in North and South. I didn't even know you were present in Texas. I thought you were doing more of the East Coast and the West Coast, and I didn't know you were in the southern areas. I mean, that is good news. That is good to know very well. Yes. And do you mind telling us which area of subjects, which subject areas are you really looking at?
Okay. So right now, for the H, because there's two basically there's two visas that we use, to help the teachers, work here in the United States. We provide them with J1 visa and also the H1B visa. For H1B visa, usually it's a specialized occupation visa. So
Mhm.
only three subjects are usually the ones that qualify, or school districts like to sponsor. So these
Mhm.
are special education teachers, mathematics teachers, and science teachers. So those three. And for the other subjects, like elementary, music, arts, PE, computer science, social studies, etc. So these are usually sponsored, or visa. The visa that we use for those other subjects are just a plainly J1 visa. Yeah. So those are the subjects actually that are most in demand right now here in the United States: special education and mathematics. Yeah.
Wow. So those are the areas you are looking for when it comes to the H1B visa.
H1B visa. Yeah.
Okay.
But
But mhm.
yeah, but sometimes teachers view J1 visa as the more inferior visa, and I don't blame them, for looking at that way, because you've been a J1 visa holder, right, Mr. O? So,
Yes,
but it's
yes.
fine, Actually, I tell my teachers, uh, if the opportunity comes that you get sponsored by by school district for a J1 visa, then take it, because that's at least 5 years of your life. You're ahead of the curve already, right? Instead of waiting for the H1B visa, which is very hard to come by. Uh, let's say the ratio right now is 1:10 right now. One out of 10 of our school districts is offering H1B visa, and the rest is, being sponsored by a J1 visa. So this
Mhm.
means that if you wait for the H1B visa, there's very little opportunity, right? So why not take the J1 visa, and then once you're here, you can apply for a J1 waiver, just like Mr. O did, and that's 5 years already. So once at the end of the 5 years, then you can just search for a school district. If you already have a J1 waiver, search for a school district who can sponsor you for an H1B. Yeah.
Well, let me sneak in this quick question. I'm excited about the H1B visa there because it's not easy getting that. It's not easy
Yeah.
getting that at all. If
Yeah.
somebody is putting in an application now to Jobs Connect, do they have to indicate that they will be interested in the H1B option, or overall you look at a person's profile and then determine, okay, they have a special ed a background, and then they have this and that, so there will be a good fit in this district. 1 out of 10, maybe they'll get it. How does it play out? Mhm.
Yeah, usually we tell the teachers, you sometimes you can't blame the teachers for, choosing H1B. Of course, they want the more direct pathway to the green card. For those who don't know what the difference is between a J1 visa and an H1B visa, well, the J1 visa is basically a cultural exchange, or visa, right? Sometimes it's otherwise known as a EVP, or exchange visitor program, where the teacher is sometimes termed as a participant. As a teacher, you can work here in the United States for 5 years, right? And then after 5 years, if you are subject to the 212E, or 2-year rule, then you go back home to your home country and spend 2 years there, right? With the H1B visa, you get a more direct pathway to green card, or permanent residency. Why? Because it's basically a specialized occupation visa, or a non-immigrant visa, wherein you can work in the United States for 6 years, right? There's two filing dates for the H1B. The first one is for the first 3 years. First 3 years. And then the second filing is for the remaining 3 years. So 3 years for the initial filing, and then after 3 years, the school district will file for an extension for 3 years, right? So that's how the H-1B visa goes. So with the H-1B visa, after the 3rd year, or even before your 3rd year, the school district has the ability to decide whether that teacher will be sponsored for a green card or just extend the H-1B. All right. So with our partner school districts, we always advise the school districts, to file the teachers after 3 years, file for a green card, because it's, number one, it's way cheaper for them to file it, because when you file as a school district, they spend at least $6,000 for just filing one teacher for an H-1B visa. Imagine if you're filing 50 teachers, right? And then you're filing another extension. When you file for extension, you spend another $6,000. Plus, the teacher is at a disadvantage for that. Why? Because, of course, the teacher would like to have a more permanent situation or status in the United States rather than just an H-1B, right? So it's a win-win situation for both the teacher and also the school district. If after the 3rd year of the first initial filing of the H-1B, then the teacher will become an H-1 green card holder, right? Because with that, if the school district decides to file the teacher or sponsor the teacher for a green card, then the teacher pays for his or her own filing for the green card. The school district only pays $800 as compared to $6,000. So it's both a win-win. For the teachers, for example, I'm the teacher. I'm happy to, to pay for my own, filing for the green card, right? Because in that way, I can stay indefinitely here in the United States and become a U.S. citizen, But and for the school district, it's a win because they're not spending as much. They're just going to spend $800 per teacher. And if you have 50 teachers that you want to sponsor, then that also saves up a lot of money for the school district. And, that's how I usually view it. And that's how you usually talk to the school district. But of course, there's also only one factor that prevents a teacher from being filed for or being sponsored for a green card. That is if the teacher is deserving to be filed for a green card by your hard work and your performance as a teacher for those 3 years. Of course, who will file a teacher that is not, deserving, if I'm a teacher and I'm not performing very well in a school district, why would my school district sponsor me for a green card, right? So it all boils down to one: hard work, guys. For those who are watching right now, hard work, determination, and commitment to one's craft.
Thank you. Thank you for that clarity there. For those who are just tuning in right now, you're watching us live on YouTube on MrO.com, your #1 plug for everything teacher opportunities in the USA, and also about hustling for opportunities here and there. And today I hop on this good news because I wanted us to share with our people there. And we have Dr. Tupas in the building. He was in the medical field as a doctor, transition in, wearing suits, something fancy as you can see today. And his background here, you were saying Jobs Connect USA, which is his company. He and the wife doing amazing stuff, recruiting people from all over the world. They're currently operating in 18 states in the US, and they have all kinds of, districts they work with. They bring teachers from all over the world. They brought teachers from Africa as well. But today we want to just extend this to a lot more opportunities out there for people as well. And he's been telling us how there is an opportunity for teachers to come in on an H-1B visa, which is a specialized visa with a more direct pathway for getting your green card. And this is not pretty common with teacher opportunities like this, especially when majority come on the J1. He was talking about the ratio there. So I want you guys to hop on this. Make sure you are sharing this video with your friends. Tag your friends, share them, and let your friends know about teaching opportunities in the US now. That said, I'm going to switch to MrO.com because I'm pretty sure you guys are itchy. You want to hear what a process, what is about, what documents do I need, who qualifies, and when I submit my application, what next and what next and what next, and how soon can you be here? You're going to talk to, we're going to talk to Dr. Bada. Mr. O, take over from there.
Thank you, Choco. So, Doc, you have shared with me some of the processes. I've been on your website. I just shared your website. So those who are here for the first time, that is a website of Job Connect. And can you go over the procedure? You've talked about the H-1B visa, which is a specialized one for math and the special education teachers as of now. And the J1, it means the J1 is the all play all, is the one for all the populace, everybody. Now, can you walk us through what documentations you require? And if there is a specific process apart from the one you have shared with me that people can use?
Okay. All right. Thank you, Mr. O. So, basically, the requirements for an international teacher should be met, right? So, what are those requirements? Number one, the teacher should have at least 3 years minimum of teaching experience here in in your home country, wherever you are, from Ghana, Kenya, Zimbabwe, anywhere. That 3 years should be the full-time teaching classroom experience, not online. If you did your online teaching experience, so that's not actually counted as a teaching experience. If you did, let's say college, you taught in college, mathematics, that's also not included. So what's included for the 3 years experience are the K to 12. Okay, so that's kindergarten to 12th grade teaching experience. That's number one. You need to have at least 3 years of full-time teaching experience, K to 12. Number two, you need to have a minimum degree of bachelor's degree in education, depending on your specialization. Let's say, for example, bachelor's degree in mathematics or bachelor's degree in special education for special ed teachers or special needs teachers. Bachelor's education for elementary teachers. And also, it's also good to know that when you have that educational background, your educational background should be aligned to your teaching experience. Let's say, for example, you graduated with a degree of Bachelor of Mathematics. Your 3 years of teaching experience should be aligned in teaching K to 12 mathematics. All right. If you taught 3 years in science or elementary multi-subject, so that's not a strong candidate. For you to be to be a good candidate, you need to have your educational background aligned to your teaching experience. Okay, so that's number one. The second requirement is the third requirement is, of course, you need to be ready. Like I always tell our teachers during the orientation, you need to be ready mentally, physically, and emotionally, and also financially before you even apply for a teaching job here in the United States. Because, like I said, nothing is free. That nothing comes free in life. I hope that. Well, sometimes there's free stuff in life, right? But especially with things like applying abroad, you still have to face challenges in coming up with financial, like money, for you to be able to pay the application fees or placement fees, this stuff. You have to be ready for that. So other than 3 years experience, the bachelor's minimum degree in the specialization subject that you are teaching, you need to be prepared emotionally, physically, and mentally, and also financially. For special education teacher, like I said, those are the bare minimum requirements. For mathematics, also the same thing, and also for the other subjects. So all they have to do, if they feel that they have those minimum requirements, is go to our website, and then or we can provide you with our email address, so you can just send in the email directly to our email address, so that we can work faster for and screen your documents right away. But you can go to our website and then submit the following documents. Number one, updated resume or CV. The second one is, of course, your transcript of records. And then the third one is your diploma. Number four requirement or document that you need is, of course, your teaching license. If you have a teaching license in Ghana, then provide that teaching license. Number five, I lost count. So the next document is your police or criminal background check, and also we will also need your passport and birth certificate. So yeah, that's, and of course, most importantly, if you can have your credentials evaluated by Spantran or any other foreign credential evaluator, that would be much better. So that makes it faster for us to screen your documents. And then when you send in your documents, make sure to merge them into one PDF file so that we can screen your documents faster. That's it.
Wow. Thank you, Dr. Topaz. I want to. The teaching field is not my field, so I want to make sure I can wrap my head around all of this. So, 3 years. The requirements are, for those who has a question, what are the requirements? The requirements are you need to have a 3 years experience, active experience in teaching, not online teaching. You have to be physically active in the classroom, minimum of 3 years. Number two, you need to have a bachelor's in the subject that you actually teach. And that is a bit of an area that I will ask for some more clarification. So if you have a bachelor's in what? Education or bachelor's in whatever, then you ought to be teaching in that field. That is what he's saying there. Okay. And then beyond that as well, you need to have your teacher license. If you're in a country applying from maybe an African country, most likely there is a license program for teachers. You want to make sure you have the teaching license so that you can also attach a copy of that. You scan it and you attach that. And then your transcript. So your credentials, say your transcript. You need your academic transcript from when you were doing your bachelor's. You also need your certificate. You need your police report, your police clearance. And then you also need your CV, an updated resume, CV, all right? Just to tell us a bit more, or so that they can know a bit more, Jobs Connect can know a bit more about you, your profile, what you've been teaching, where you've been, and all of that. So your CV, very necessary, your transcript, and your certificate, academic certificate there. And here, the focus will be on your bachelor's or whatever higher credentials you have, right? So you want to focus on that. And beyond this, he also mentioned that if you can have your credentials evaluated by an organization, and he mentioned one of them, very important. In Canada, we're used to using World Education Services. Do you accept, Mr. Dr. Topaz, do you accept from World Education Services as well, aside from the one you mentioned?
Yes, we do. WES, WES, and ECE, ACRAW, Joseph Silney. As long as it's an authorized or a verified foreign credential evaluator in the United States.
Beautiful.
In the United States.
Okay, great. Now, in order to get that one PDF of everything sent to you, would you recommend that they have all of this ready before, or they can get in a pipeline and maybe, for example, if I'm doing my credential evaluation, it might take maybe 2 weeks, 3 weeks or so to get it done. Would you recommend that they wait? Because there are some people who are itchy right now and they want to get the PDF sent to you right away. But do you recommend that they have everything ready, or there are some exceptions or some documents that could be requested for later on?
Well, it's ideal. Like I said, it's ideal to have those foreign credential evaluation ready before you send your documents. However, based on the timeline right now that we have a lot of interviews coming up. Actually, we're finishing up on one of our Maryland school district. And that is for an H-1B. But other teachers can still catch up. Especially the special ed teachers and the mathematics teachers until Sunday. Will be receiving those documents until Sunday. But if they don't have the foreign credential evaluation yet, or the, let's say, police or criminal background check yet, then they can just submit all the documents that they have, and then just send, just include in the email, tell us, when you will be able to anticipate, receiving the other documents because you've already filed for this. And another thing that the teachers should know as well, that we also assist the teachers in evaluating their credentials.
Okay.
Actually, with us, if they ask our assistance, instead of waiting, because usually when you file for a foreign credential evaluation, it usually takes 1, sometimes 2 weeks, to
Mhm.
complete that. But with us, they will just pay a minimum fee, and then they will be able to have their credentials evaluated within 2 to 3 days. That's how quick
Whoa,
our.
this is a game
So,
changer. Guys, I want you to pay attention to what he just said. You have the opportunity of having Jobs Connect to actually help with your, in other words, they can actually lead that for you to get your credential evaluated. If you pay that minimum fee there, they will make sure that they work on this and get it ready for you to within 2 to 3 days. Especially if you think you're qualified and you have all the other requirements there, you might want to use them if you think you don't have the patience to wait for 1 to 2 weeks to get a Spectrum or any of the other organizations that to evaluate it for. Thank you so much for chipping in that.
Of course.
Beautiful. Now, one more clarification. In Ghana, I'm from Ghana, so forgive my bias, but just to be clear, this opportunity is not just for Ghana, it's for every country out there, especially Africa, right?
Especially
So somebody
Africa,
somebody from Kenya can apply, Zimbabwe can apply, Mozambique, everybody, Botswana, they cannot apply. South Africa,
Yes,
beautiful.
everybody.
Thank you.
We
Guys,
don't discriminate, yeah.
Beautiful.
Yeah.
In Ghana, most of our teachers pivot a lot. They pivot a lot in terms of both the academic training and the on-the-job field of teaching. So, for instance, somebody may have a bachelor's in education, right? But when they are done and they get posted, based on where the need for teachers are, sometimes they get moved around a little bit. So they may have trained for, say, physics, but they may end up teaching mathematics because they're really good at it. So there is a disconnect right there. I train for math, but I'm teaching physics, or I train for physics, but I'm teaching something else. And I have the experience in that field just because I'm also really good at it. I'm wondering whether there is a bit of flexibility in that area in terms of the alignment of your training and what you actually teach. Is there a little bit of flexibility there?
All right, a very good question, actually. Actually, 1/3 of the applicants that we receive faces that problem. As you know, the world is not a perfect world. Sometimes you get moved, especially in the Philippines as well. Teachers also from the Philippines experience that they get moved from from your supposed to be specialized area, then because there are no teachers teaching the other subjects, then they let you teach that particular subject. So as long as the teacher has, number one, 3 years of teaching experience, like I said, that's the bare minimum. 3 years of teaching experience from teaching your particular subject area that you graduated from. Like I said, for example, you use the example, for example, physics, right? If you graduated with a degree of mathematics, a Bachelor of Education in Mathematics, and currently you're teaching physics, if you have at least a minimum of 3 years of teaching experience, then you can still qualify for mathematics. I mean, you can still qualify for the mathematics teaching position. However, if you apply for a physics teaching position, you won't be qualified to teach here in the United States. I just wanted to make that clear. Even if, let's say, for example, you have 8 or 10 years teaching experience in physics, and your Bachelor of Education is in mathematics, then you won't be able to teach mathematics in the United States using your experience as for physics. However, if in the background, let's say, for example, you have 10 years and currently you're teaching physics right now, and 8 years ago, no, 10 years ago, you taught 3 years of mathematics, then we can consider that. The school district also can consider that, and we'll put the 3 years teaching experience in mathematics as your highlight of teaching. And the second, go around for it, an alternative solution would be, let's say, for example, you taught physics, right? More than 10 years. If you have a master's degree in physics, then you can qualify for the master's, for the physics teaching job, okay, instead of the mathematics, which is your bachelor's, okay? As long as you have a master's degree in physics and you're teaching physics, but that's not your bachelor's degree, then you can qualify for the physics subject position here in the United States. So that's the only, you know, leeway that usually the school district and our agency can provide the candidates. Yeah.
It makes a lot of sense. If I'm taking anything out of what you just said, it means the focus will be on your experience, because you cannot teach something you have not been in a classroom teaching. It will be a big mess. Yeah.
Yes.
So thank you for clarifying that. Then, Mr. Y, I know you were itchy to come in there, but I want to get this out to just make sure.
No.
We
It's a
also
good.
have it. Yeah, go ahead.
It's a good point you asked, Doc, because I've had a lot of people asking me that question. And even if you look at the question on the screen now, most of them have, like, they did, let's say, basic education. They have degree in basic education, but their specialized area is, let's say, special education. Okay, and they've not, because of the need for teachers, they've not really practiced in that area. So they've been teaching basic education, everything. They teach math, science, social studies, everything in the classroom. But if the person is applying now, is it going to come in as a basic education teacher or a special education teacher? So it's a good question you asked.
Good question there. Thank you.
Yeah.
Talking about good questions, there is one right on the screen from King Felix. I don't know if Doc, you want to read that. Doc, let me read it out for you. So does it mean, King Felix is asking, does it mean if I taught math with a diploma in basic school and now hold the degree in math with 7 years of experience, do I qualify? Kim Felix, I wish you taught me 7 years of experience where you actually have that. Is that in math or that is in something else too? Right. But okay, so you taught math with a diploma, and then later on you ended up having your degree in math, and then you have 7 years of experience. Do you qualify?
I think I got the question. So
Yes.
Felix, I think Felix, thank you for that question. Actually, that's also a good question, because sometimes we also get that question from our teachers. For example, you graduated with a degree of basic school, or I'm assuming that's an elementary, or, you know, basic education, no specialization, right? And then you taught, your teaching experience is in mathematics. Let's say, for example, you taught 5 years or 3 years there. Let's do 3 years, okay? And then you now hold a degree in mathematics with 7 years of experience, probably with mathematics as well, right? So that's 7 years of experience in mathematics after getting the degree, and then the 3 years before getting the degree. The question here is, how many total number of years should we credit? So that is, actually, we will credit your 3 years teaching experience before you even got the degree in mathematics. We will also count the 3 years of mathematics teaching experience before you get the actual degree in mathematics. Yeah.
Great,
So
great
I
question.
hope
Great question.
Yeah.
Wow. I think a lot of the teacher agencies don't do this, because a lot of people come in with teaching experiences and they are cut short because they don't have a certain, required number of years. So
Yes.
I think your agency is doing something different here, and it's a good thing that is going to help a lot of teachers who are coming, who will be coming on your program from next year going forward, because this will bring a lot of clarity into their thinking and their mindset. Thank you so much for that clarification.
You're
Thank
welcome.
you, thank you. Now, if you just tune in and you're wondering what is happening right now, this is the biggest gossip of a good news you're watching right now. We're live on MrO.com on YouTube. We have the CEO of Jobs Connect USA right here in the building. And what is he here for? He's here to let you know his outfit, his agency, his company is ready to recruit teachers from all over the world, especially Africa. And he's telling us how you can do that. Now, in case you're wondering why this is a big deal, we are in times where there is a record need for teachers in the global north, especially North America. And this is the best time for you to be making this move if you've been looking for opportunities like this. But I want you to also know the same opportunity we are bringing you, where we are connecting you directly to companies that are recruiting, directing you straight to CEOs like Dr. Tupas, right? People are charging, people are getting ripped off, people are paying several thousands of dollars for the same thing. As we speak right now, somebody could be paying several thousands of dollars trying to get a teaching job to go somewhere else. We are bringing this to you live. The website for you to apply is actually going to be on your screen very soon. MrO.com is going to put it on the screen. I want you guys to take advantage and put in your application. Remember, what do you need? At least 3 years of experience, active teaching experience, not online in a classroom, active teaching experience. You need to have a bachelor's degree as well. You need to have a bachelor's, and you need to have your transcript, your certificate. You need to have your police report also done. You need to have your CV as well, reflecting your professional history and all of that. And you need to also have your credentials evaluated, what we call education credential evaluation. And Dr. Tupa says his company will be willing to help expedite this evaluation process for you by getting it done for you within 2 to 3 days. We didn't talk about the fees there. He said that a minimum fee, you can get it done. Doc, if you don't mind, can you just tell us how much it will cost to get evaluation done through you? If Felix, for example, King Felix wants your organization to help him with the evaluation within 2-3 days, how much will it cost to get it done, Doc?
Okay. For the fees regarding the with regards to, having the credentials evaluated, the minimum, because we have a scheduled scale for the what do you call this, for the foreign credential evaluation. There's type A, type B, and type C. But basically, it's around $500 to have them evaluated through our company. And the benefits of that is that you will get an electronic copy from Spantran. Number two, we will get the physical copy, and we can provide you with your physical copy as well. Once you arrive here in the United States, we can provide you with that physical copy. And we also include the expedited fee in that evaluation fee. And the good thing there is that instead of waiting 1 to 2 weeks, you'll have your credentials evaluated within 2 to 3 days, right? And then the part of that that $500 fee for the evaluation is the assistance for the teaching license in a specific state. Because of course, when you arrive here in the United States, or even before arriving here in the US, we will assist you in getting your teaching license in this particular state that we're going to place you. Let's say, for example, in the state of Illinois, we'll be able to assist you even before you arrive here in the United States. So that's part of that $500. Yeah.
Thank you very much, Benedicta Anigba. You asked the question about the price. Dr. Tupas has given you the answer there about how much it will cost to get the evaluation done. That is why he said you need to be prepared mentally, physically, financially, and even emotionally, because it involves some commitment there. And thank you for clarifying that. Doc, let's talk about those who did not go to universities or to get training in education. People who came straight from general backgrounds and ended up as teachers as well, teaching from the kindergarten to high school. So say I have a friend who has a bachelor's in economics. Okay, bachelor's in economics. Some people also do what we call a combined major. A combined major, so they have two majors there, maybe economics and maybe philosophy. Okay, but it's a general bachelor's, a BSc, or maybe a BA. And he ended up getting a job with the teaching education of our country, say Ghana Education Services. He's been teaching for several years, teaching mathematics or teaching economics or teaching stuff. Is there any hope for somebody like that?
The answer is yes. If contingent on the additional educational credential, meaning, for example, that teacher who is not initially an educator, right? And he ended up teaching in a school, in a department of education in your country. With with our other teachers coming from other countries like the African nations and also from Latin America and also the Philippines, we require the teachers to have at least a minimum record of education in education. Minimum number of units finished for him or for her or him to be able to acquire a teaching license in his or her home country. Okay. Because in the Philippines, let's say I'm an engineer or a medical engineer, and I wanted to become a mathematics teacher, right? All I have to do is complete 12 units of education. That's it. 12 units of education and take the board exam in education. Now I'm a certified teacher because of those two. And with Kenya, I believe in Kenya they do have, a pathway similar to that. They finish a certain minimum degree or a diploma and for teaching, and then after that they take a exam. I'm not very familiar with Ghana if it's also the same. Mr. O can probably dwell on this better. But if we have that minimum requirement of a number of specific units and then certified teaching license in your home country, then that teacher can qualify as a teacher here in the United States.
Mm-hmm. Thank you, Mr. O. Over to you.
Yeah.
I'm also a bit naive about it. If somebody is a bachelor's or BSc, a BA or a BSc holder, and not originally trained in education, and you know how things play out in some countries in Africa, maybe unemployment set in, they see it and they figure that hey, they can go into teaching, so they get a job with the Ghana Education Service or Kenya Education Service or Nigeria Education Services, and then they go into the field and they're teaching. Eventually, at some point, some of them will get their licenses. I'm not sure, but what is it generally like the process for people back home, those who are not straightforward from the bachelor in education field there, but from different backgrounds, and then eventually become teachers all the way to the high school level? What is the process?
Yes, I think the process have evolved since I left Ghana. I left Ghana in 2019, and that was the time they were introducing the license, the licensure exams. So I didn't take that licensure exam, but the teachers who were coming in from 2020, 2022 were required to have it. And those who were already teaching had to go and write the licensure exams. Even I think the current one was just finished today. You have to write that exam to be certified. And you don't need to have education degree. All they needed is for you to have a qualified degree, which gives you access to teach in the high school. But of course, they give preference to those who did education more than those who did the general degrees, BSc and all those ones, and the BAs. But there are some areas you cannot, really have people than to take the BSc and the BAs. So, for instance, if somebody did BSc biology, definitely he will have equal opportunity like somebody who did BEd biology, because we want teachers, and most people who did the BSc biology will want to go into industry. They don't want to come to the classroom. So it was an incentive for them to have a ready job. So most of them ended up in the classroom. And with the trainings and all those things, most of them deliver, with the in-service training. But as Doc is saying, it means they are looking at education. At least, even if you don't have education, you should have a postgraduate diploma in education.
So a postgraduate diploma could help, or at least just have the license as well. And those who have the extra credit in the field will be help. So, guys, I'm taking my time to ask this question because I know a lot of you are going to be asking this. You're going to be asking Dr. Mr. O.com and Doc this question. So we're taking our time to clarify so that you know that even if you don't have a background in teaching with SYZ and your license on top, it could definitely help. Somebody has a question. I think the question is gone. It may have come from Zoom. Loomhab, if I got
Yeah.
that right. Loomhab had a question. He said, with regards to the teaching experience, what if I did more than 4 years yet I stopped at some point and I'm not currently or actively teaching now? Do I still qualify?
Uh, okay. So the answer to that question is it depends. All right. It depends. All right. For the J1 visa exchange program, if you're going to be sponsored for a J1 teaching position here in the United States, you need to be currently teaching. All right. If you're not currently teaching, then you should have at least an advanced degree. All right. So let's say, for example, you're doing something right now. You own a restaurant or something, but you had 5 years teaching experience, right? And currently you're not teaching because of the pandemic. After the pandemic, you didn't want to teach anymore, and you just wanted to, do your own business. So those teaching experience can be counted if you have an advanced degree. Let's say you have a master's degree. You are, let's say, special bachelor of special education teacher, and before the pandemic you taught 10 years of teaching experience, right? You acquired 10 years of teaching experience in special education. Now you're not teaching, however you have a master's degree in special education, then that's fine. However, if that teacher is not currently teaching and he or she just finished a bachelor's degree and he doesn't or she doesn't have, a master's degree or doctorate degree in special education, then he or she won't be qualified. Yeah. So current, as long as, let's say, for example, you want to apply for teaching job for the next school year, 2024, 2025. Right now, agencies like us are recruiting teachers right now. If you really want to get into the United States and teach here in the US, however, you're not teaching right now, but you just have a bachelor's degree in your specific area, all you have to do is apply for a teaching job right now. As long as you're current and you got a current, you're currently teaching or you're starting next week, right? We can accept your application, and then we'll wait a couple of months, before we process your document so that you have at least 2 months of current teaching experience, right? So we can accept your documents and have you placed after 2 months. Okay.
Thank you very
So
much, Dr.
go
Tupas.
around that.
Thank you.
Mhm.
Mr. O, I like practically demonstrating things. We've shared the link to the website of Jobs Connect for people to apply.
Yeah.
I'm just wondering if, as we talk to Dr. Tupas, it's possible that you can load the website on the side so that we can even share screen for people to see
Okay.
where to go, what to click. We don't want people to get stuck and say, I couldn't continue, right? So
Yeah.
if that is possible, you can work on that and decide whilst we explore. Doc, is there any charge for a teacher, assuming I am a teacher, I'm interested, I've seen everything you said, I've heard it, I'm ready, I can bundle all my credentials in one PDF file, as you said. Remember, guys, he wants you to put everything in a single PDF. Your transcripts, your certificates, your evaluation reports, your CV, your police report. He wants your passport. Remember, you also mentioned a passport data page. Very, very important. Your passport data page. So you need to have an active passport, not expired. All right. And then your teaching license. If you have all of that and you scan all of them, just one PDF, you upload it and you send it to them. I'm just wondering, Doc, if I have all of this and I'm ready to go through the process, aside from the evaluation fee that if I seek your services for, I have to pay for you to help me get my Spectrum or West evaluation, blah, blah, blah. Is there any fee I have to, any money I have to pay to you? Because you're a company and sometimes agents charge money to place people. Do you
Of
charge
course.
money? If yes, can you be honest to let us know so we can tell our people?
Yeah, sure. We want to be as transparent as possible. Actually, that's probably one of the strengths of Jobs Connect USA is that we're very transparent to our teachers. We don't have hidden fees, that when the teacher applies, oh, they will be shocked that, oh, Dr. Tupas and Ma'am Alma did not, mention this fee to us. We want to be as transparent as possible because I believe that great companies are like that. There's no hidden fees. There's no there's always transparency. So with our placement fee or service fee, we're very proud to say that we're probably one of the most affordable teacher recruitment agencies here in the United States right now. I'm saying most affordable, in terms of our competitors. Our other agency competitors usually, charge teachers, international teachers, around 8,000 US dollars, 10,000 US dollars, 15,000, 20,000 US dollars. My wife actually in 2008, when she applied for a teaching job here in the United States, she paid 15,000 US dollars to her agency. I'm not sure if you know that agency. It's now they're named Faces, FACES. Before they were the Avenida Group. What's that? What's their name again? Ligaya Avenida. So, but she paid $15,000 for that. But because of that, high prices of a placement fee, we thought of an idea, where we can help, teachers, you know, to get a job here in the United States in an affordable manner. So our fees is actually, for our service fee, we only charge our teachers 4,000 US dollars. That's 4,000 US dollars. And I just say but I still think that, that's still a big sum of money, right? If you're coming from Ghana, Kenya, the Philippines, or other parts of the world, right? That this is why we created a program. It's called Work Now, Pay Later.
Tell us more about it. Work Now, Pay
Yes.
Later. Tell us more about it.
Yeah. So with that Work Now, Pay Later, we allow the teachers to come over here in the United States and get their job, without paying us anything yet. Like, we're probably the only company that does that. That's another assurance that if we don't place you, you don't pay anything.
You don't get paid. If I don't get placed, you don't get paid.
You don't get paid. We don't get paid. We don't get anything. I believe that's one of the best, deals that an international teacher can have, especially in terms of security. Wherein, if I'm an international teacher, I don't want to pay because I'm not sure if that company is legit.
It's legit.
Or whatever, right? So that's the best thing. Work Now, Pay Later means that once you arrive here in the United States, the only way that you pay the placement fee or the service fee for Jobs Connect USA is once you start getting your salary.
So once you get earning, then you can get paid.
That's when you start paying. So the payment for that will be a loan installment fee for 12 months. Imagine that.
Okay.
So you spread the placement fee into 12 months. However, of course, there's a little bit of interest. So you pay $500 every month for 12 months, starting after 1 month, actually 2 months, basically 2 months after your first salary. Let's say, for example, you arrived here in August 1, you will only start paying in September 30. And then the next payment will be October, November, December, January, and so on and so forth. So it's a good deal for the teachers. And most of the teachers take that option instead of paying the 4,000 US dollars in cash.
I would take it.
Yeah,
I would take it.
right. But we do accept cash. We want to be secure, of course, in ourselves. As a company, if you have that $4,000 in cash, then why not? Pay that to us prior to arriving in the United States. But 98 to 99% of the teachers, I tell you, they take the loan agreement or the Work Now, Pay Later from Jobs Connect.
Beautiful. So, guys, I asked a question about the service fee, $4,000, and they only get paid when you are placed and you start receiving your salary 2 months. Then you have a whole 12 months spread out for you, $500 every month. Isn't this a good deal? It's actually a good deal, isn't it? Especially given that the competitive charge there from agencies are quite high, and they have one of the lowest base service fees there. Thank you so much for being transparent on that. And we've answered that. Now, Mr. O, if you can run us through the after application support. So somebody pulls the application through in a one single file PDF. It's been vetted by Jobs Connect. Things are okay. What next? The interview process. If you can just take that through, Doc, I appreciate it. Yeah.
Okay,
So
so before Doc goes on, I want to also say that I just will run us back a little bit on the credential evaluation. If you use Job Connect, their Spantron link, you actually get a discount. So currently, Spantron is doing the evaluation for $190. That is any certificate you want to evaluate or any transcript. But if you use the Job Connect link, which I've shared actually right now, is on the screen. If you use that, you actually pay $170. $170. So you actually get a discount. And as Doc said, you get it faster. You get it faster than the normal process. So, guys, be aware. Those of you who have not done your credential evaluation, you may want to take advantage of this $20 change. I mean, it's a big money back home. It's a big money if you think about it as a teacher. All right. So, again, with the interview process, Doc, after I have applied, you have looked at my documents, I have qualified, you think you can work with me.
Mhm.
What next? Do I interview directly with the school principals or I have to interview with you? How does it work
Okay.
in that space?
All right. Thank you for that, Mr. O. So you probably went through the process already, right, with us. So what we usually do is after we receive your documents, we screen them, and then once you qualify for that teaching position that we are looking for, then what we will do is that you will receive, a link from our a recruitment specialist, and she will tell you that you have an interview for Jobs Connect USA through a company called Willow. Willow, WILLO, is like Spark Hire. I'm not sure if you heard about Spark Hire or Willow. It's a one-way video interview wherein the candidate or the teacher from all over the world, can interview based on their availability. So this makes it more convenient for them. So once they submit that one-way video interview via the link that we will provide that teacher, then we will review them. And then once we review them and you pass that interview, we then go to the next step, which is the orientation for the signing of the Jobs Connect USA contract. So yeah, with that orientation, we discuss the details of the contract before you even sign it, so that you don't have many questions regarding the contract. Because let's accept it. We're not lawyers. We're not adapt to. We're not used to reading pages and pages of contracts where we're not accustomed to seeing those words, right? So in the orientation, we will discuss the contract in layman's term, and then we will tell you what it entails, what are the steps in applying for Jobs Connect USA, and we start from step 1 to the last step, step 7. In that way, you are familiar, and you will have the full knowledge of signing the contract through the orientation. So once you sign that contract, you will be now an official Jobs Connect USA teacher. And then you proceed to the next step, which is, completing your JCU or Jobs Connect USA portfolio. One of the things that we require the teachers is for them to complete the Jobs Connect USA resume template. We have a specific resume that we provide the teacher, so that when our school district sees that, receives that resume, they know that that teacher is a Jobs Connect USA teacher. So that JCU resume, together with the foreign credential evaluation with Spantran and all of the documents you previously submitted, we will compile them into one portfolio. We call it the JCU portfolio or Jobs Connect USA portfolio. And then we submit that portfolio to the school districts. And then after that, you will get an interview link to the school district they will email you for the interview with the school district, and they will schedule your interview with them. And then that's it. You get a job offer. And then once you get the job offer, we will process your visa from there.
And when you say you process the visa, you mean that the supporting documents that they will need and all the assistance to in order for them to go ahead and get an appointment with the visa consulate so that they can get it done. Okay.
That's correct. Yeah.
Beautiful, beautiful. Thank you, there. There's a question on the screen from Davoji Samuel. I completed university with BSc Mathematics Science with 3 years teaching experience. What's my chance of getting connected with a job? I think we already covered this already. I'm hoping that you have not just a 3 years experience, but you also have a license teaching and have done some other stuff as well. Go ahead and bundle your documents together. Documents have been shared. The list of documents, we've covered them already. So Davoji, go ahead and give it a try. Remember, guys, this is not your regular agent charging you an arms in a leg to place you. This is a registered company in the US with recruitment going on in different countries, access to 18 states in the US. You have a chance of coming in as a special ed, professional or teacher, and then as a teacher and getting your H-1B visa, which is your direct path to green card. You want to make sure you are making the most of it. Share this with your friends as well. Make sure you're subscribing to MrO.com. You know it. He's the expert when it comes to teaching. This is his field. Follow him on YouTube. Follow him on his Facebook channel. Make sure you're subscribing. Turn on the notification bell whenever he drops something. You want to catch this. If I wasn't here today and didn't share it, probably some of you may not catch it, but I want to make sure you're following the man himself, all right? And Jobs Connect, the website is also in the comment section. You're going to also see it in the description box. Please go there and register. And Mr. O, is it possible we can do that display of the site? If it's not possible, we can probably do that later on when Doc is gone and then teach people how to do that so that we don't overburden people with too much,
Oh yeah. So Doc, do you want me to show it now that you are here, or we can show it after, because we don't want to take too much of your time as well?
Time, yeah.
It's okay. You can do it either way. I'm good.
Okay. So whichever way you're combat. Somebody's asking on the screen right now, Peter Mwako, please, when is the application starting? Now. In fact, before we went live today, Mr. O was telling me that some people applied either yesterday or the day before, and they already have been scheduled for interviews. That is how fast is it. Man, these guys, they really need more teachers. The US is in dire need of teachers. And remember, it's not easy coming into Canada to teach. It is actually more easier getting into the US to teach or to go to the US as a nurse. So I'm telling you guys, take advantage of this. Share this with your network of teachers. Let people take advantage of this. All right. Good. So I think we've covered most of the things. Is there anything we've not covered before we do this sharing?
I just want to ask Dr. Tupas, with their experience so far, with the teachers they've brought, I know they've been doing this for quite some time now. Does he have, what is so unique about African teachers? Because I think you really want a lot of us to come. Yes, we also want the opportunity for our people, but I just want you to throw more light on it. Is there anything unique about our people that you think they bring on board?
Of course. African people, African teachers, in general, are very hardworking. They're very smart. They're well educated. And also they are very strong, or strong-willed. These are qualities that the school district here in the United States, school districts plural, here in the United States, seek for or wants in a specific teacher, because we don't want to sugarcoat it, but teaching here in the United States, has its own challenges, because of probably the culture of the kids here in the United States. Most of the teachers from outside of the United States, from all over the world, from Africa, from South America, from the Philippines, the one common complaint is that once they arrive here in the United States, they find it difficult to adjust, because of the culture of the students. Meaning, there's more challenging students here in the United States rather than in their home country. But this is why we are searching for highly qualified teachers from Africa, because of these qualities. they're strong-willed, they are knowledgeable or well-educated, they are very hardworking as well, and they are fun, they have a very good sense of humor too. I've been around other culture, and my favorite by far. So yeah, but those are the qualities. Why that? So I hope I answered your question. Why it's Africa. Yeah.
Yes, yes, you answered my question, and because I was just wondering, are we so special? Are we doing something
We are
different?
resilient like the Filipinos. You know what I mean? We're very resilient people.
Yeah,
Yeah. Thank you. There is an
that's good.
interesting question on the screen there from Bernard Gold. Is there any need for bank
Good.
statement for the visa application? That could give
Mm,
us opportunity to talk about the checklist, document checklist for your
mhm.
US visa if you're going for your J1 or your H1B,
Mhm.
whichever one. Yeah.
Yeah. Well, it depends on the state. Some like let's say for Texas, right? Texas and California, before they require some examinations and also IELTS or TOEFL, right? And also bank statements. But right now, most of our school district, we because we want to work with school districts that have fewer requirements, requirements that would, hinder the international teacher to apply to us and also to that school district. We want to work with school districts who do not have that much requirements. Before, most of the school districts require IELTS, TOEFL, or English exams, but right now they basically, majority of the school districts have abolished that requirement. Probably some of them still do, but based on our school district partners, they don't require them anymore. In terms of bank statement, it's not actually required to produce a bank statement. But some of the J1 visa sponsors, because it depends on the J1 visa sponsor. So who are the J1 visa sponsors? The J1 visa sponsors are agencies who are authorized by the U.S. Department of State here in the United States to provide the DS 2019 or document that the J1 visa applicant needs for him or her to be able to apply or interview at the U.S. Embassy, right? And be approved with the J1 visa. So this J1 sponsors depends on their requirements. Some of the J1 visa sponsors require you to have at least a certain amount of money in your bank account. But most of the J1 sponsors that we work with, they don't require you to provide this bank statement. Yeah.
Oh wow, thank you, Doc. Thank you so much. We lost Choco and that, but I think you brought clarity. So those of you who are worried about bank statement, because there's a lot of the other agencies who are
Yeah.
very particular about it. They keep scrutinizing people with their bank statement and bank statement issues and monies in their own accounts and all that. So
Yeah.
I think that is why this person is asking. They have already experienced something different, and that is why they are asking this question. So I thank you for the clarification. Doc, what is the timeline? So if I get interviewed now, I get my school. What is the timeline? When do you think I will be in the United States to start teaching?
All right. Very good question, Mr. O. So for the H-1B visa, for example, you got interviewed today, right? And then, of course, you got sponsored, let's say, for example, with H-1B visa. For the H-1B visa, the timeline is a little bit longer as compared to the J-1 visa. Because, like I said, this is a non-immigrant visa, and the H-1B visa usually takes around 8 to 12 months for the non-premium processing. All right. However, for school districts here in the United States, they usually pay for the premium processing for the H-1B visa processing. The premium processing the premium processing fee shortens the approval time of the H-1B visa from 8 months up to and shorten it to 5 months. So the timeline actually for H-1B visa from start to finish, let's say you interview today and you pass the school district interview and you were given the job offer next week. So we start the application from next week and then you count 5 months. That's the timeline. That's the average timeline for the H-1B visa. However, for the J-1 visa, same timeline. Let's say you got interviewed today and you passed the interview and you got offered the job next week. You start from processing not next week, but you start the processing for the J1 visa in January, late January or February, because that's the only time that the J1 visa sponsors open their doors for the J1 visa processing application. Okay. Unlike the H-1B visa, wherein you can start filing the H-1B visa all all calendar days. It doesn't matter what month of day. But with the J1 visa, they usually start January, late January or February.
Okay. So
Yeah.
if you are part of this broadcast and or you are watching this video at a later time, just be aware that you have to be patient. If you have been interviewed, you got your school and everything, there is a timeline you have to work within. And I think those timeline also give you the opportunity to prepare and make sure whatever you need to set back home, prepare everything well before you set off on this journey. Because as
Right.
doctor said, you must be prepared emotionally, mentally, physically, and financially. So you cannot just embark on a journey. Even those of
Right.
us who go to church, the Bible tells us that what a man cannot just get up and build. You have to sit down and plan and put things in perspective
Right.
before you start building. So you cannot just embark on a journey to a foreign land without
Right.
putting in preparations. So my people, make sure you are prepared. As I keep asking you, are you ready? Are you sure you are ready? What do you have? What is it that you don't have? Those of
Right.
you who are still struggling to put together CVs, if you go to Job Connect website right now, I'm going to share my screen briefly because doctor says I can do that. So I'm going to share. This is the Job Connect website. If you are
That's it.
watching us, this is the Job Connect website, and the required documents are all there. If you go there, you can click on the I am international teacher,
Right.
and it tells you everything you need to know, the documents, the process, and everything you need or is required of you to
Right.
file. And the emails you have to send this documentation to are all being provided. In fact, the documents have been aligned: bachelor's degree, and upload your resume, your
Mhm.
proficiency if it is required, your passport information, your US residency, diploma, transcript, everything. Everything he mentioned today is on the website. And if you go all the way down, it says, I am ready to be a JSU teacher. You just click on that. It gives you the opportunity to fill in all the information and then you submit. Or better still, go and send your CV. Use the CV builder on their website to build the CV. And in the comment, in the contact us section,
There
you
you
see
go.
these emails. You can send your document, your single file document.
That's it.
You put all your files together in one single PDF. I did a video this morning showing you how to do that already. If you have not watched it, the video is on my YouTube channel. Go and watch it. There is a website that can help you do this. Put all the documents together in one single PDF file. That way,
That's
you can just send it to them straight up. Don't go and be sending them different files. Just put it into one single file and send it
yes.
to these emails, and you will be attended to in less than 24 hours, as it is written there. I mean, they are
Yes.
closed on Saturdays and Sundays, but doctor and his team have dedicated their time and they are working around the clock in order to make sure that all of us are taken care of. So, guys, I think we've exhausted most of the time. Choco is back. Choco, I don't know. Sorry, we lost you a little bit,
I
but
got
welcome.
kicked out. I got kicked out,
Yes.
so I'm fine.
Oh, sorry. I think did I click it? I'm sorry.
No. It was something from our side here, technical.
Oh, okay. Okay. So, doctor has explained to us, and I also showed the website, and I've
Hmm.
put the link in the comment section. So those of you who are lost, you can go there and go to the website and go there directly and send them email. Doc says they work better with emails. So
Yes.
put all your files together and send them an email, and you
Yes.
will be taken care of.
Okay.
Okay. So I don't know
Awesome.
if you have any other comment.
Yeah. And just to clarify, those of you who watched the video to this point, God bless you. Those who will not watch it because of the length of time, we just want to sneak this one in here. This
Yeah.
is strictly for teaching opportunities for teachers. Please don't send Doc a message asking, can I get a B1, B2 visa to come and visit the US? Can I come for a conference? Can you help me to come to Canada? Doc doesn't even do Canada stuff. So please, remember, strictly for teachers, all right? Share with your friends. Let them go to the Jobs Connect USA website. And the CEO is here. You can tell that for the last few days, we've been bringing you CEOs. It's better to work direct with the people who are registered and they're doing this instead of risking using unregistered agents, ghost agents who charge you crazy monies. And sometimes things can get messy. I'm happy to be here today. And thank you for allowing me guys to be here.
Thank you so much, Doc. Thank you so much, Oko. In fact, I knew the time was crunchy when I sent you the message. I said, look, I just want you to be part of this so that we share this with our people. And when I sent the link to Doc, Doc was in traffic. I mean, I
Yeah.
know it is crunchy, but because of the other engagements we have for tomorrow and other times, I just wanted us to do this. And I know a lot of people will wake up and watch, and the emails are going to be coming. But Doc,
Good.
pardon us if the
Oh,
unnecessary ones come also, just pardon us.
yeah. There's a saying,
Because
the more the merrier. You know, come all. We wanted
yes.
to accommodate everyone as much as possible. Yeah.
So
Thank
Doc,
you very much.
My final question. How many teachers can you absorb?
Good question. How many teachers do you want?
My answer there is, how many teachers do you have?
Really?
Wow.
Yeah, that's how, right now, actually, we need more teachers than we can actually. We said yes, to most of the school districts. We have one of the biggest school district in Arizona. We have a meeting on the 27th. They're looking to hire at least 75 to 100 teachers. That's just for one school district. Imagine that, just for one school district. This school district in Maryland, where the application and the interviews right now, which we started yesterday, right? And this will go on until Wednesday. They're looking to hire at least 100 teachers, 100 teachers, and at least 70 of those teachers, they're looking to hire at least 70 African teachers.
Wow.
So yeah,
That's good
and
to
that
hear.
those are just two school districts, and we still have more school districts. We have one of the largest school districts in St. Louis, Missouri, coming up also. So that's why I said my answer there is, how many do you have?
We have a
So
lot. How many? We have a lot.
we
We
need
have a
all
lot
of
of
them,
people.
please.
Doc, let's take your final words. Look straight into the eyes of people who are watching across Africa right now, even in Philippines or even in the islands, the Caribbean and the Americas there. Look straight into their eyes and just give them that invitation about a summary of this opportunity and why they should take action.
Oh, sure. Okay, I would like to take this opportunity to invite everyone, out there right now, from Africa, from the Philippines, from all over the world, for you to come over, to our website, Jobs Connect USA, www.jobsconnectusa.com, and send in your application to us. We are in need of teachers. For H-1B and J-1 visa. We'll be able to assist you in finding your dream job here in the United States, whatever areas that may be, from mathematics special education, science, elementary, all the subjects. We need all of you right now. If you are interested, then feel free to come over and change your life for the better. Teaching here in the United States offer a lot of benefits for international teachers. One of them is, of course, career growth and personal growth, and then the other most significant benefit is, of course, security for yourself and for your family. Yeah, that's it.
Thank you very much, Doc, and thank you for making time out of traffic to just be here. If you've been wondering, this has been a live broadcast on MrO.com's YouTube channel. We brought you the CEO of Jobs Connect USA, one of the largest recruitment agencies, bringing teachers from all over the world to teach in the USA. If you've been teaching from the kindergarten level all the way to high school, this is for you. Just go through the video and make sure that you go to the website and you put your application. Leave the rest for the team to do it, and they will be in touch with you within 24 hours. They're very responsive. And remember, you have an option of not paying anything until you get paid, and then they smile at you. Yes. Thanks so much, Mr. O, for having me. We'll see you on the other side. Take care, guys.
Thank you so much, Ako. Have a blessed evening, everyone. Bye-bye.
Bye-bye.
Bye.